If I was making $100,000 in my spare time, I would go full time. My name is Tom Ryan. I've been doing comedy for 30 years, and this is my 4th show. I like to decompress after every performance. Take a little bit of time off. So bear with me, I'm a little bit rusty tonight. You know what it is? I'm getting older. That's my problem. I just turned 47. That's right, I'm 57. But I just turned 47. I just turned 40, and here I am, 57. And I've gone through the numbers, checked the numbers. Yep, I'm 57. You know what's great, though? You know what they tell you? Don't worry about it. 60 is the new 40. Isn't that great? Just deny the numbers. You know what they don't tell you? 61 is the new 78. I live in Queens, New York. Yeah. And I have a 600 square foot studio apartment. It's 300 by 2. It's a converted hallway. And I used to hate the place until I got a flat screen TV. And now I'm like, all right, I have a great life. And that's what I do. I just sit there and yell at my TV. I am getting older. That's what we do. I yell at my TV. And that used to concern me. And now it no longer concerns me. Which kind of concerns me. I should worry about the fact that I yell back at my TV. And you know what kills me? It's the late night advertising that gets you. Like late at night, they know that we're trying to sleep to the TV. We want to nod off, so the advertisers, they amp up their volume and they yell at you through the TV. I had a guy the other night, he's yelling at me, he's going, people just like you are making hundreds of thousands of dollars in their spare time. You know what? If I was making $100,000 in my spare time, I would go full time. I'm amazed they haven't thought of that so far. You can practically hear the arguments around the house. Hey, honey, you know that little thing you do for about 4 hours every week that allowed us to pay off the debt and buy that 47-foot boat? Have you thought of kicking that up a notch? What, and quit my pizza delivery job? You're crazy, woman. Then he goes, at one point, I was making $50,000 a week out of a 1-bedroom apartment. Then move. There should not be a week 2 in that scenario. It's Sunday night. You have $50,000. Break your lease. Go to a 2-bedroom. You might double your money. Maybe that's the secret. The more bedrooms you have, the more money you can expect to make. Right now, I'm living in a 73-bedroom apartment. 73-bedroom, 2.5 bath. That's all they do. They advertise anything late at night. Like I saw one not too long ago for hangers. They're advertising hangers on TV. From what I could tell, there's been some kind of a breakthrough. It's a whole new world of hanger out there. And they always have to show you the old method. Are you tired of those old style hangers? There's shirts and hangers everywhere. How does it work? They do that with all the products. They always have to show you the old method that no longer works. I saw one recently. They have this new product out. It's for earwax removal. It's like a vacuum cleaner for your ears, and they have to show you the old method that no longer works. So they use the guy who stands in front of the mirror with a Q-tip. Ow! Ow! He puts a little hop into it. Ow! Now, I've been Q-tipping on my own since I was 5. I've never done it with that much fervor. And I've never experienced, ow! I've even run out of Q-tips, temporarily switched over to a pen cap. Yeah. And still haven't had, ow! If you're having trouble with a Q-tip, good luck with the rest of your day. Are those stairs? Ow, 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 ow. Oh, I see it now. It's a pattern of out and down and out and down. This guy probably spends about 3 days a week in the emergency room. What was it this time? Toenail clippers. He has no depth perception. So that's what I do. I yell at advertising. You know, it's great. Half the ads on TV now are for pickup trucks. Have you noticed that? And first of all, is it ever not truck month? It's always truck month. I sit there watching these pickup truck ads. First of all, it's the same guy all the time. It's like, if you don't buy this truck, you ain't much of a man. There's all kinds of sparks going off in the background, steel banging against steel, all kinds of gravel and dust, and slow motion handshakes with more man dust coming off. And I sit there watching these ads going, are we having that much of a boulder problem in this country? All they do is move boulders, usually from one pickup truck ad to the other. I'm like, I know that boulder from the Ram ad that I saw 3 truck months ago. And it's nice to know that if you buy one of those trucks, you will have the capability of being able to tow a cruise ship up the side of a mountain. It's always truck month. That's what I do. I stay indoors lately. You know why? Because I don't know how that happened, but I find myself heavily in debt. So I figure if I don't go outside, I won't spend any money. I'm trying to get out of debt. Right now, my goal in life is to be just broke. I want to get back to 0. Yeah. How are you? How's that for a pathetic dream? Someday I'm gonna have nothing. Last month my bank balance hit an all-time low of $8, and the bank hit me with a service charge of $9. I actually bounced a service charge. So my account hits negative, they bounce me on that. Now I owe the bank $21. So I wrote them a check. That'll teach them. Next time, please don't service my account into oblivion. I actually went up to them. I said, how can it possibly cost you $9 to service $8? Well, you know, it takes a lot of paperwork. Oh, yeah, I'm sure they're right on top of my little $8 balance. Big meeting Monday morning. Oh, no. What's going on with the Ryan account? He's losing interest. So, you ever take a look at the back of a $1 bill? When you're really low, you're down to ones. I love the $1 bill, the design. On the back, there's that weird voodoo hex pyramid symbol. What is that thing? It's like, yeah, in God we trust, but just in case. We better put that pyramid with the big eyeball in the middle of it. We don't want to anger the fire gods. You know what did me in? Car troubles. You know how that works? I think sometimes your car knows exactly how you're doing in this life, and then it waits. Get 'em now. Now would be the perfect time. You're driving along going, you know what? I think I complain too much about life. Things are actually fine, and then... Next thing you know, you're on the side of the road. That's what happened to me. Side of the road, broken down. because I was running hot. That's what the guy in the tow truck said. You were running hot. Yeah, and now I'm running not. You know how your car lets you know you're running hot? There's a little needle over here in your peripheral vision, and it moves about 1/8 of a millimeter. Beep. Why aren't you pulling over? Your engine's about to explode. Beep. I don't pay attention to those gauges. I was driving around not too long ago. My oil light came on. And you know that little symbol looks nothing like an oil can? When it first came on, I thought, well, looks like I'm low on gravy. Either that or I have 3 wishes coming my way. Out there. Come on, Jeannie, because I could see the smoke. My first wish was for a new engine, and it came true. Cost me a fortune. Gotta get a new car. A friend of mine recently bought a smart car. Smart car, I love smart cars. He didn't want to get it, but he was playing that machine with the claw. Don't you think anyone in the world who owns a smart car should have a bumper sticker that says, yeah, I know? It's one of those cars where you can actually call into work and go, it's too windy. I saw 2 of them recently drag racing in the same lane. I once got hit by one, too. I kid you not. I'm walking across the street. Smart car drivers, they don't pay attention because they're all hunched. He doesn't see the light change. Bang, right in the side of the leg. And it really hurt. Totaled the car. I like those. I'm going to buy a few of them at some point. You know you can jump a smart car with an iPhone? You know that? I saw somebody had a car alarm in a smart car. You can steal it by hand. And what's the point of car alarms anymore? It's the same thing. It's like wheel, 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 wheel. Nobody's in there going, oh no, somebody's stealing a car, hurry police. No, if the car was stolen, it would be wheel, 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 wheel. That's my new ringtone on my phone. I just upgraded, by the way. I used to have one of the older generation iPhones, which about 2.5 years ago was amazing technology. And then I started getting mocked for it. People start mocking you. And that puts societal pressure on you, and you upgrade to the next level. The phone was fine. It had a cracked screen, which also happens at exactly 2 years when the warranty goes. Because you drop it every day, right? Every day you drop your phone, and you have the casing on it, and you're always amazed, wow, it hit on a corner, it bounced and rolled, you pick it up, it's fine. But they have a program in there. And it always says, is the phone in free fall, yes or no? If yes, is the warranty still valid? Yes, then bounce properly. If the warranty is invalid, these little gyroscopic motors kick in. All kinds of programming is used for the first time, and you bing, right on the corner of a curb, crack screen. Amazing technology. So I was tired of getting mocked, and I upgraded. You know? Now, you get mocked for a flip phone, and if you own a flip phone, legally, you can get beaten up. I find cell phone technology it's out of control. Like, you ever been, like, let's say you're supposed to meet someone somewhere, and you say, hey, I'm right out front, where are you? You said you'd be here. I am here, I'm right up front. No, you're not. Yes, I am. Oh, hey. You ever done that? Talk to somebody 5 feet away, and you're using satellite technology, your voice is going off of your cell phone up into outer space where it hits a satellite, changes direction slightly, comes back down to Earth 5 feet away. The thinnest triangle ever created. Even the satellite is going, I can see that they're standing right next to each other. I should not have to be handling this call. Someday they're going to have satellite notification. Click, look to your left. Hey! The world of phones is out of control. You get off a plane at the airport, everybody fires up the phone, everybody's on the phone, they got to get caught up. And half the time, people are calling these places and they get that menu and they're just getting the voicemail menu and the voice-activated menu. They're just standing there going, yes, yes, no, go back. I hope they're talking to one of those voice-activated menus. Whenever I see somebody talking on the phone like that, I like to walk by them and go, yes, and change the direction of their menu. It's a walk-by menu change. I highly recommend it. The menus never upgrade, you know? Like, I don't know if you knew this, but I hear it all the time. I call these places, like let's say you call a credit card company. You know what they still have on their menus? This option. If you're calling from a rotary phone, stay on the line and someone will be with you shortly. You know what it should say? If you're calling from a rotary phone, push-button phones are available at Walmart for $12. Why don't you get in your 73 Gremlin, make a left on that dirt road, and join us in the new fast-paced world of push-button technology. We will wait. It's not fair. The Rotary Dialers have it so easy in this life because all they have to do is stay on the line and someone will be with them shortly. The rest of us have to pay attention. That's a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? When that menu begins, you're like, all right, this time I am not going to drift. All I have to do is pay attention to a few simple numbers. How difficult can it be? The menu begins, then your ADD kicks in. Bing! Should I go to the grocery store first? Then come back home and pick up the mail? Or maybe, and vaguely in the background you hear, if you're currently press 1. God, great. I missed number 1. I always miss number 1. And number 1 has all the really good options. Then you try to tell yourself to regroup. Come on, get back in there. You can still salvage this call. Focus. If you're calling about payment of your bill, press 2. Well, technically, I'm calling about non-payment of my bill. I better wait. There's probably something more suited for my non-payment needs further down the menu. Because you never want to commit too soon to the wrong number. You ever make that mistake? You're like, oh, this has got to be me. Boo! Oh, no. You're caught in the maze. I'll never find my way back to the main menu. None of these options have anything to do with my little problem. Panic sets in. You start hitting 0, 0, 0, 0. You've pressed an invalid key. Please hang up and try your call again later. And that's when you realize, I got to get me one of them rotary phones. Thank you. Yeah. That's why people have them. Now, they use the voice-activated thing. And you know the Rotary Dialers. Here's what they say. They go, press or say 5. You know how they do that? If you're calling for press or say 5, you know the Rotary Dialers are going, 5. press or say. They gave us an option. Were we having trouble with that? You know, somebody complains, yeah, I'm getting tired. Okay, hold on, we'll fix that in a minute, sir. You know what they're probably working on now? Say or think your number. Our phone calls are going to be like, you've thought an invalid number. Please clear your mind and think again. I can't stop thinking about the 5. You know what I like to do? I like to press all the odd numbers and say all the even numbers. Boop, boop, 284, boop, boop, 44, boop, 6, boop, 82, boop. Then I walk outside, look up in the sky, and watch that satellite go, boosh. That's how I get back at them. The phone companies, they're doing very well, right? They're making a lot of money. They do well. They've got us. A lot of us still have landlines. We have our cell phones. They're making good money. A lot of companies out there, I have no idea how they survive. I've always wondered how the Morton Salt Company makes any money. How long does it take you folks to go through one of those big blue drums of Morton salt? 5 years? What'd you pay for it? Quarter? Oh, they're just raking it in. I mean, even if you're a lifetime customer, they're going to make what, $3 from you? If they do everything right. Because really, in the last 5 years, I've had 3 cars, 4 apartments, 1 Morton Salt. And I didn't even pay for it. It was handed down to me from my grandmother. That metal chute was a little damaged. So I had to take it into the Morton repair guy. $30. That's where they're making their money. You know they have a pepper division? Morton Pepper. I bought some Morton Pepper about 35 years ago when I moved out of my parents' house, and I still have it. And I'll bet on that day the people over at McCormick were going, great, we didn't get the Ryan account. Follow up in about 30 to 35 years. He's bound to buy pepper one more time. How does McCormick do it? Is there that much money in basil? I have basil. I've always had basil. I don't think I've ever used it. It's up on my shelf. It's still fresh. And it's late 80s basil. And it says right on the side, best if used by June of 2098. June. They're that good. I don't know how they do it. And I think the people at Arm & Hammer baking soda used to have the same problem. Because we were using, what, about a teaspoon a year of baking soda at the most? So they got together, they had a meeting. They said, let's see, what can we tell them to get them to use more baking soda? They must have been really drunk. I got a good idea. Why don't we tell them you can put it in the refrigerator? It'll take away the odors. Oh, that's good, man. That's real good. I got a better one. Why don't we tell them you can brush your teeth with baking soda? Ah, what the heck? Why don't we tell them to take the whole box and just pour it down the drain? Remember that commercial? They actually told us to pour it down the drain to help keep the drain smelling clean and fresh. No other American company had that kind of nerve. And we believed them. We're over there, really? You buy it, then you pour it down the drain? All right. Oh, no, it's empty. We need some more. There's some in the fridge. Get it. Helps keep the drain smelling clean and fresh. How often have you walked into someone's home? Oh, man, is that your drain? You're going to need at least 3 boxes. What's next? They're going to tell us, hey, you know that big hole in the ozone? Yeah, it'll patch it up. Really? Yep, take the whole box, open it up, and fling it. Now, you got to do it every day. We'll be out there every day. Woohoo! I think it's starting to work. People use it for everything. Somebody told me they use it to clean that corrosion that forms around your car battery cables. Yeah, you know what else works on that? Every time. No baking soda was necessary. So baking soda will get your car running again. Woohoo! I had a car breakdown recently. I was, not even recently, it was a while back. My car broke down. I was working at a comedy club in Cleveland, and I had to get to Indianapolis, right? And my car broke down on the Sunday night, and I had to be in Indy by Monday night. You ever try to get last-minute airfare? They love that. They're like, oh, really? You're leaving tomorrow? $1,029, sir. Wow. You know what my only option at that point was? Greyhound. You ever take Greyhound? You know what their slogan should be? Oh, we'll get you there. But you're going to have to earn it. Man, I'm on this trip. I accidentally left one of those luggage tags on my bag from a previous flight that I had taken. This caused quite a stir on the bus. People are going, whoa, you've flown? What's it like? Well, you arrive on the same day. No way. Then this one guy's staring at my bag, wondering why it closes with a zipper and not a twist tie. See, here's what happened. This comedy club in Indianapolis, they had this deal worked out with a limousine company to where they would trade out tickets to the show, and in exchange, the limo company would come by to the airport, pick up the comedians free of charge. What a nice deal. So they call me up. They go, hey, what time's your flight get in? I said, I'm not coming in on a flight. I'm coming in on the bus. They said, well, what time's your bus get in? And I told them. And they came and got me. I got off of a Greyhound bus and on to a stretch limousine. That's never been done before. I got the Benz. People on the bus are looking at me going, what an idiot. He wasted all his money on the last 3 minutes of an 18-hour trip. But I got there. I like driving out here. It's wide open. I like it. Your interstates, they move. You know? I live on the East Coast. You've been there. Nothing. They don't move. You drive from like Richmond to Boston, it's just gridlock. I've been stuck in traffic. I'm sitting there in traffic on like I-95, right? And it dawned on me, I think I figured out a way where we could solve all of our traffic problems. It comes down to one little word, and it won't cost us a dime. Go! If everyone would just go, we'd be fine. We're sitting in traffic all because some guy 4 miles up ahead of us tapped his brakes 8 years ago. One time I tapped my brakes, 3 days later got caught in my own traffic jam. I like the interstate highway system. It's amazing, isn't it? You just zip along. What do you have here? You got I-15, 215, all that stuff. The interstate highway system, here's what I don't understand. You know those bridges that go across the highway? On the side of the bridges, they have those little signs that tell the truckers how high the bridge is. It'll say, clearance 16 feet, 10 inches. Do you think they've given these guys enough advance warning? Let's say you're a trucker. You're going 80 miles an hour. You're 5 feet away. but you're 1 inch too high. Might be too late. He better hope that he skids so hard he burns about 2 inches of rubber off all 18 of his wheels, goes sparking on through. So then I'm driving along, I see 2 bridges in a row. One of them says clearance 16 feet 10 inches, and the very next bridge says clearance 21 feet 5 inches. Now, is the second sign really that necessary? Shouldn't it just say, look, if you made the last one, don't worry about this one. Strangest place I ever saw a clearance sign was at the Burger King drive-thru. You ever see that one? Hanging out all by itself? Clearance, 8 feet 2 inches. Well, then move the sign. That's the only thing we're gonna hit is the sign. So I do a lot of driving. Any lousy drivers here? Where are my lousy drivers here? You can get right up front here. I like it. It's brave of you to admit. You know how you can tell if you're a lousy driver? Do you see a lot of accidents in your rear view mirror? Like, wow, there's another one. I always just miss them. You get to work on time, behind you, complete mayhem. That happened to me one time. Here's what happened. This is way back in the days. Yeah, I did. I lost. Anybody here like me? You ever been driving along, then all of a sudden, for no reason at all, you just kind of lose control of your car? Apparently, it happens to a lot of people because you see all those skid marks out there on the highway. They're everywhere. You ever see one of those skids that just kind of goes off into nowhere? What was that guy thinking? Oh, I guess I'll just hit my brakes and head into the woods. Yeah. Because that happened to me one time. One time I lost control of my car. Here's what happened. This is back in the days. Years ago, I used to smoke cigarettes. And I was on the Florida Turnpike, driving along the Florida Turnpike, smoking a cigarette, and I go to flick the butt out the window. Not a good idea, because the butt did not achieve escape velocity. The butt kind of went out, made a U-turn, came flying back in. Now, you know that little space between the back of your neck and your shirt collar? Right on down. So I'm driving along with a lit cigarette down my back. And at first, I didn't realize it. At first, I'm thinking, it's just one of those sharp pains. A few Doan's pills, I'll be fine. This pain was not going away. I gradually put 2 and 2 together, thinking, wait a minute, flick out the window, sharp pain. Oh, no. I totally freaked out. You ever jam on your brake and accelerator at the same time? Great results. My car begins spinning out of control, which now means that the cigarette is no longer my biggest problem. Because what's the best way to solve a problem? Create a bigger problem. Imagine that, being in such a predicament where you can actually say to yourself, well, I'm on fire, but that's not important now. Because I'm spinning out of control. At one point, I'm completely spun around the wrong direction, skidding sideways across the highway, facing the traffic. You should have seen their faces. Because they never really saw the cigarette. They just saw me split from the pack. They had no idea why I did what I did. And they were honking at me. Like I didn't realize there was something unusual about this situation. I'm like, oh, was I spinning? Like their honking is going to straighten me out. I'm, bah, bah, hey, it worked, thanks. Yeah. At one point, I'm eyeball to eyeball with this one driver who I think had picked a pretty bad day to be drinking a cup of coffee because the cup was now airborne. Half a second later, his car was spinning. Now he had a bigger problem, and now I had a dance partner. So I started honking at him because now I knew that's what you're supposed to do. I guess it worked. We both just kind of spun out, wound up in the shoulder. He's honking at me. Buh, buh. He's cursing me out. He's flipping me off. Typical cop. Hey, that's it for me. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.